Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're reviewing the 2024 Kia Carnival. Before we get into this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Jerry Steiner Kia here in Salt Lake City, Utah for giving me some time with this Carnival. I'm going to include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Powering the Carnival is a naturally aspirated 3.5 liter V6 that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 19 around town and then 26 on the highway, with power outputs being 290 horsepower and then 262 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we go over the front end of the Carnival, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. Now, taking a look at the hood, you guys can see we've got these cool distinctive lines, and I love this particular paint color. Coming down below, we've got LED headlights, and then look at the daytime running lights here, and then you guys can see the grille is darker in coloration. You got the Kia logo there at the top, and then we've got parking sensors here at the bottom. Putting it all together for a minivan, it looks pretty snazzy. Coming around the side here, our turn wheel setup is 235, 55, 19 in the front and over in the rear. And then if you look at the wheels, you can see the silver there on the outside, and then notice how it's blacked out in the center. I think that cut in the fender is pretty cool looking. We've got the two-tone mirrors with the gray on the top, the black on the bottom. And then we actually have some silver trim there on the door handles. And then here's your full side view with the Carnival. It definitely has an interesting design because most minivans are really rounded off and this is more boxy. So here's our key fob. We have remote start. We've got the opening for the doors. We have our lock and unlock function on the side with the opening here for the hatch as well. And then obviously the Kia logo there on the back, and pop this open. Now, popping into the rear, you guys will notice that we've got a decent amount of space here behind the third row. And if I actually pick this up, you can see that we've got part of the third row folded down so you can stow it, so then you can have just like a flat loading floor across. We do have a 12 volt here in the back as well. And then you guys can see they have everything labeled so you know exactly what you're doing with the seat. And when you're all done, just press this button and it'll lower the hatch right back down. Pretty cool looking taillight design here on the back. It goes into the Kia logo, and then you can see Carnival down below. Putting it all together, let me know what you think about the design on the Carnival. I think it's pretty cool for a minivan. Again, being kind of boxier just makes it unique. Ah, the magic of minivans! Now, taking a look at the seats here, you guys can see perforated all down the center portion. And again, everything's very nicely labeled so you know exactly what you're going to do with the seat when you pull a tab. Legroom here in the second row is actually really solid. We've got a storage net right there. We have this button to actually close the door. That's fun. And then we've got some cup holder action here. You got a little 12 volt. And then this is actually a seat in the center, but it does kind of fold down to sort of be a little storage area with some cup holders. And then you guys can see we've got like the window control here on the door panel. I like the handle. I think that looks pretty fancy. And then we've got a sunshade here in the back on top of all of that. And we got voice command controls here in the rear. I didn't know that. That's cool. Now, legroom here in the third row is actually really good as well. We've got some cup holder action. We got a USB. We have a mini sunshade here in the back, which is kind of cute. And I forgot to mention, we got our own climate zone here in the rear. It's just there at the front, well, second passenger area. And then headroom, it's good. So with the front door panel, we got more nice padding. We've got all of our window controls right here, door lock and unlock, the mirror adjustments. The mirrors do have blind spot monitoring, by the way. And then taking a look at the front seat here, you can see again, perforated all down the center portion. We've got our power adjustments there on the side. Lane departure here, you've got your stability control. And then look at that trim, it's nice. And then a little vent here. And some nice padding on the dash. And then you've got this for the doors. And then you guys can see that for the hatch. And then you can turn off the power door function if you want. Steering wheel is manually adjustable. Now, taking a look at the steering wheel, we've got really nice padding all around. Of course, got the new style Kia logo on the center. We've got our steering assist with our adaptive cruise control, volume controls, voice command controls as well. And then you guys can see turn signal light stock and then our windshield wiper stock. Pretty cool looking gauge cluster here in the center. We do have that screen which we can use to scroll through a few different menus, see different bits of info on the vehicle itself. And then we also have some drive modes that'll pop up here in the center. We got normal, eco, sport, and then a smart mode as well. Now, in reverse, this particular Carnival just has the regular backup camera with trajectory lines. Resolution's pretty good with it. As for the rest of the infotainment system, response time with the screen is really solid, as you can see. And yes, this does come with passenger view, which, yeah, Big Brother Parent Edition, I suppose. But you also have passenger talk that'll go through the sound system so that you don't have to raise your voice too much if your kids are being annoying. Nice padding here on the dash, and then look at the vent trim, how like it's all connected. It's pretty cool. Got your radio controls down below there, and then we've got our climate controls, and then we do have a tri-zone climate. You can sync all of it if you want. And then you got some USB action right there, and then a wireless phone charging pad in this area too. Here's our shifter for the 8-speed automatic transmission. Got some cup holders right next to it. Drive mode select, we've got our parking brake, your auto hold, and then you got your heated seat controls right here with the parking sensors, and then that's just for the camera setup to turn it on. And then we've got our center console right here. More nice padding. And then while we're on the topic of storage, yeah, pretty normal glove box. Nothing exciting up top. We got a manual mirror dimmer and then just a lighter colored headliner. So this particular Carnival is an EX package, as you can see. Lots of standard equipment. It's kind of Kia's thing. Good warranty too. But there's your base MSRP, $38,700, and then you can see the comparison here with this. Anyways, options on this particular one. Ceramic silver paint. So I guess that's what it's called. Ceramic silver. Interesting. Total MSRP, $40,935. Let's see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility over the hood. Both the mirrors do have blind spot monitoring, and throughout the rest of the rear. And, well, Carnival away. And yes, I do have the passenger view up so that I can surveil my lack of passengers. But anyways, Kia Carnival, right? Kia's minivan. I really like this, honestly. I think that, you know, a lot of the elements that this has that makes it a Kia just make this feel really solid for a minivan. So first off, seats really comfortable. Perforated in the center. So even though this one doesn't have AC function, you can get packages with AC function in the seats, which is pretty cool. And on top of that, I mean, ride quality so far, I mean, we'll get on the road to really tell, but really comfortable as well. And visibility, because of the boxy design, it's actually really good. I wish this person would use their turn signal so that, well, getting up and moving now. Suspension damping's actually really good. When you go over bumps, it's very comfortable with everything. Yeah, I'm really impressed with that. It's quiet too. It's so weird to just see everything moving there on the side. Or if this is, sorry if this makes anyone sick in the video. It might potentially make some of you a little bit sick. Oh, it's quiet too in here. And I mean, I feel like that, yeah, this has all the stuff that you'd want in a minivan. You want it to be comfortable, you want it to be quiet. And so far, it seems like it's doing a pretty rock solid job of that. Well, actually getting up and moving now. Yeah, even over the uneven pavement here on the road, it does a really good job of just soaking everything up, I think. See over the train tracks here. Yeah, very comfortable. So far I'm impressed. Gee, I want to see what the eco mode feels like. Now the one thing that some of you might see as a downside with this is it's front wheel drive. But I mean, something to note, like if you live in a place like here in Utah where you've got, you know, winter for a large portion of the year, snow tires, front wheel drive does fine as long as you've got good tires, frankly. So tires seem to do more than anything else with a vehicle, at least in inclement weather conditions. We are in sport mode. Not bad for a minivan. It's not, I mean, it's not, I wouldn't call it quick by any means. But, I mean, it moves. Again, minivans are not about acceleration, despite the way that some people drive their minivans. So, to cap things off here with the Kia Carnival, I think it's really good value in the minivan segment. I think that it has a very nice interior. I think that it drives really well. Powertrain's competitive within the minivan world. Woo! Yeah, the transmission's really good. And yeah, it's got a lot of features. I mean, it's just, yeah, for $40,000, I mean, a lot of the other minivans, they charge you closer to $50,000 for a lot of stuff this has. So it's just a really good value. Let me know what you guys think about the Kia Carnival. Let me know if you'd go Carnival over Pacifica, Odyssey, or Sienna.